ICENET. Dynasties live here.
On the puck. Stanley made the save on, but look at Mike Bossy pick the short side, as only he can do on the play from Brian Trottier. Good camera angle from below as Mike Bossy unleashes as he makes the turn, flips it in front, boom, one quick move, and that's the way to do it. Wayne by the Islanders, another mistake. Where are the defensemen for the Winnipeg Jets? They're nowhere in sight. Bourne knows that, takes advantage of it. Plunks the puck in behind Ed Stanley. No one covering the defenseman with his back to Nystrom. Somebody's got to tie him up a little better than that. Can't leave them standing around in front of the net, as you see.
You know, that brings back some memories. Well, not really. See that number 3 in a Toronto uniform?
Yes.
Bob Mano gets burned on the play.
Yes.
Al Arbor used to wear that puck.
It was over his head in his catching mitt. He was not sure. We take a look at the shot that came from the left side. Thomas Johnson on a pass from Stefan Pearson. It's a high shot. Now he's got it in his glove there. As he looks up, it bounces out. Sutter knocks the puck underneath the sprawling Tremblay, and it's in 2-0 Islanders. A power play goal for Sutter.
Wayne Sutter from Thomas Johnson.
Johnson and Morrow. Islanders.
Jiggs, you mentioned at the beginning of the game that the history of the Philadelphia Flyers so far is to fall behind and then try and catch up. Wayne Merrick is going to see that they do that a little bit more as he goes behind the net. Good pass out in front. Bobby Nystrom standing right there. Ron Flockhart, number 11. The puck goes right by him. Well, watch Wayne Merrick. He's looking. He sees the play developing in front as he slides the puck in front. That's Flockhart that misses it. Bobby Nystrom does not. Bossy puts down Philadelphia a little further. Look at the shot. Top of the circle. Should never score from there. Mike Bossy can do it. He just did as he rifles it into the lower right-hand corner on a quick shot. Look at Bourne head for the net. That's the option that Mike Bossy has. Bossy also has the option of shooting, which he does so well, and he does to make it 3-0. New York Islanders. Bossy. That's Mike Bossy's 14th goal.
It's number 15.
15, that's what I thought. They got it wrong here. Barber after Dave Newell, obviously, because Barber went down in the Islanders' end of the ice. He went down with the puck, got knocked down. Islanders come back, score a goal. Barber thinks there should have been a penalty on an Islander. Newell says no way. Dennis Potvin has blasted a puck, a tremendous shot, over the shoulder of Peters. Here it is, Bossy. That's in center ice area. There's Potvin winding up. And what a shot. He lets go. Look at the shot. Top right-hand corner. That's of the goalie's right. Left as Dennis Potvin looks at the net. And the Islanders, important for them to get back on top. 4-3 now, Islanders. Potvin getting his second goal.
There's Keller from Trottier and Nystrom. Second of the night, Islanders lead at 3-2. 5 unanswered goals for the Islanders in the second midway through. Mike Bossy, his 19th on the power play. It is 5-2. Look at the pressure by Bobby Bourne, and it leads to a shorthanded goal by Butch Goring, and this makes it 6-2. Now, Brian Trottier with his first of 3 on the night, number 7 on the season, make it 7-2. Late second period, Trottier his second on the night, and number 8 on the season, making it 8-2. Mike Liud, off to a rough start this season, was driven out of the net the final.
Into your 9-second drill, and what do you come up with?
That's Bourne.
Red Wings by the score of 5-1. Islanders have reclaimed first place. Mike Bossy scored twice. Numbers 24 and 25. John Tonelli with 2. Islanders, after the dismal road trip, have won 3 straight. Goal for the Rangers. Shaky start, falling behind
Tonight, first place, Islanders move 4 points in front of the Flyers, although the Flyers do have the 2 games in hand. Islanders defeating Vancouver by the score of 4-1. Islanders broke it open first period. Anders Keller with a shorthanded goal, beating the one-time Islander Richard Brodeur. 2.5 minutes later, Mike McEwen on the nice pass from Mike Bossy. 2-zip Islanders. Only 21 seconds later,
just jumped on the scoreboard early tonight at Nassau Coliseum, scoring 3 goals within 2 minutes and 37 seconds. Coasted to an easy win over the Vancouver Canucks. Pick up the action here in the first, well, this is the first goal, in fact. Anders Keller with the Islanders shorthanded, gets it all alone and zip scores 1 to make it 1-0. Islanders at 12:33. Then the second one came about a minute later. Clark Gillies to Bossy to Mike McEwen right in front. He puts it in. It's 2-zip Islanders. And goal number 3. 21 seconds later, John Tonelli takes the puck off the boards, fires. The puck hits the crossbar and goes in. Vancouver goalie Richard Brodeur must have been talking to himself after this one. 4-1.
And from the point, a shot right on. The rebound, the score. Brian Trottier picking up the loose puck to put the Islanders on the board at 10:47.
Timely goal, Jigs. The Islanders needed it. Half the period, half the game is gone by. The Islanders catch Philadelphia having a little nap. Here's the pass. Andy Keller to Potvin. He lets the shot go. Stopped in front. Look at Brian Trottier come out from the corner of the net. Wilson is on Bourne. Marsh could not get to Brian Trottier. Look at Trottier as he comes out. Marsh. Brad Marsh had fallen down. That's number 8. As Trottier easily slides the puck by St. Croix. And that made the score, of course, 3-1. Trottier is 18th from Keller and Dennis Potvin at 10:47. Flyers. That is not a choke shot.
And Keller over the line on right wing, cutting to the left side. Andy Keller shot, he scores! Keller to the stick side of St. Croix, and the Islanders pull to within a goal, and still 18:06 left to play.
Get the shots on the net. That's what coaches keep telling players. Shoot the puck, get it on the net, make the goaltender stop it. Here's lesson number 1. Andy Keller. There's Botel. He screens, and bang, in goes the puck. St. Croix did not get a good look at the puck. Andy Keller, as he cuts inside, gets Botel right there in front of the goaltender. There's the shot, top right-hand corner. Islanders quickly, they've been pressing here in the third period, bring it within 1 goal. It's now 3-2 as Andy Keller gets his 12th goal of the season.
Shot block, Trottier, the rebound, backhanded it home.
Beautiful shot by Brian Trottier. You could see it coming, Jigs. They've been coming close at even strength. They get a power play. They know it's crucial. They take advantage of the holding penalty to Watson. And Brian Trottier, his 2nd goal of the game, his 19th on the season. There's Stefan Pearson's shot, stopped there by St. Croix. Brad Marsh is checked by Gillies. Look at Trottier, hold the puck, hold it. Boom, it's in as Marsh reaches out, tries to grab it. He hits the top of the net with his hand. We get another look. There's the shot coming in as St. Croix makes the stop. Marsh and Gillies tie each other up. And Brian Trottier does the rest with a nice backhand into the top of the net. Good weapon, that backhand. I like it, and Trottier knows how to use it.
Trottier shoots, he scores! Brian Trottier from Anders Keller, and we're tied at 4. The goal at 10:46.
His 3rd goal of the game, his 20th on the season. Quickly now, the Islanders have scored 3 goals here in the 3rd period. Brian Trottier has 2 of them. He has 1 in the 2nd. Here's how it happened. Keller turns, gives it to Trottier. Watch how quick he gets rid of it. Right inside the goal post. I think it went off the goal post into the net. The Islanders quickly tie the score at 4-4. Trottier, a hat trick so far. He's had 2 here. He's got back-to-back goals, his 19th and 20th in the 3rd period. You're right, Jakes. Hoffmeyer played in West Germany 1 year. 39 games he played, scored 22 goals and had 30 assists.
Trottier got it to Bossy to Potvin. His shot off the left pad. Trottier centers. Bossy shot hit the post. Gillies scores! Gillies on the rebound with 13 seconds left, and it's a mob scene in the corner.
It's 5-4 also. The Islanders, they get 2 and 3 chances. They get 2. Trottier from the face-off starts the whole thing going, and that man, St. Croix, suffers for it. There's the draw. Trottier to Bossy, back to Dennis Potvin. Potvin shot stop, Bossy behind the net. Out in front he comes. Bossy, a backhand, hit the pads. Clark Gillies takes the rebound off Bossy's shot, puts it behind St. Croix. And the New York Islanders have scored 3 unanswered goals here in the third period and have taken a 5-4 lead, 13 seconds remaining, as Clark Gillies gets his 15th goal of the season to give the Islanders a lead 5-4.
At the 6:47 mark of the second period. And there's another look at the goal. Trottier from back of the net. Bossy comes in. Now Gillies with the rebound.
Underneath him on the short side. He did not see.
Final scores. The Islanders 5, the Flyers 4.
Waning parts of the hockey game. He wins another one. Bossy to Potvin. Potvin, who didn't miss the net all night. Another good shot. Watch Bossy go behind, or Trottier behind the net. There's a shot by Bossy off the pad. St. Croix didn't see it. And then Gillies, with Clark trying to check him, puts it underneath the sprawling St. Croix. And there it is. Look at that. That tells you everything right there. The look on Clark Gillies' face.
Season ever.
His 9th goal in the last 11 games. He's not finished yet, and there he is. John Tonelli, a happy guy. Islanders rebound quickly after giving up a power play goal. Sutter, Dwayne Sutter clears it in front. There's a loose puck. Vachon can't see it. There's McNabb, number 8, diving through, and before anybody can get to it, that man right there, John Tonelli, does. And he puts it into the net. 1-1 tie. John Tonelli. Goal number 33, power play goal number 7. Mike Bossy alone in front. O'Reilly was trying to tie him up. He was fruitless in his efforts. Here's the play. Gillies as he goes behind the net. Look at Bossy. Watch him. There's O'Reilly trying to tie him up. He's not going to do it with his stick from behind. Bossy fires his 33rd goal, his 7th power play goal, and it gives the New York Islanders a 2-1 lead.
On top, Mike Bossy with his 2nd power play goal of the period, and it is a 3-1 Islander lead.
3-1, you're right, Jakes McDonald. Watch in front of the net. Watch whenever the camera goes. Tonelli behind. Watch Brian Trottier with Bork right here in front. Trottier's backhand. We didn't see what I was looking for, but you see Mike Bossy put it in front of the net. Tremendous battle was going on prior to the goal between number 7, Ray Bork. You see him there. Couldn't come at a better time for the Boston Bruins, or for the Islanders, excuse me, as Kaller deflects the puck. A shot by McEwen from the point. Right here, there's the shot. It looked like it changed direction twice. It hit Kaller, though, and went right between Bob Nystrom's legs, standing in front of the net. Here's the shot. As Middleton went out, it hit Kaller, but he controlled it well enough to get the puck to Dennis Potvin, and Potvin puts it in to open the scoring. Here's Billy Carroll's attempt. He missed the puck. Vice versa, as Clark Gillies steals the puck off the boards on the near side. Veach, number 6, moves over. He's not sure to go to Gillies or not. Gillies passes to Brent Sutter. His shot quickly stopped. Good stop by Al Jensen. But the rebound, he kicked right onto the stick of brother Dwayne Sutter, his 13th goal of the season. A power play goal gives the Islanders a 2-0 lead.
What is Dwayne Sutter wearing? 750th, make it 650th National Hockey League point.
Trottier leads the play. He loves this kind of hockey. It's good hockey, it's close hockey, it's fast hockey, as Trottier drops it to John Tonelli. He spots Dennis Potvin in the high slot. Potvin quickly lets go. A rising shot. It hit underneath the crossbar in the net. Potvin, his 2nd goal of the game, gives the Islanders a 1-goal lead, as he did in the first period, to give the Islanders a 1-0 lead. He has now given them a 3.
Dwayne Sutter to Brent Sutter, with Gillies doing a lot of the initial work, and it is a 4-2 Islander lead.
They were all around the net. Washington, Green had the puck. He lost it to the tenacious checking of Dwayne Sutter. And Sutter, Dwayne gives it to brother Brent, and Brent puts his 8th goal in behind Al Jensen. The hard work. Let's take a look. There's Green fighting with Dwayne Sutter. Sutter steals the puck from him. Good hard work. Green is big, he's strong, he falls. Sutter still has the puck. He's got it. Look at Brent right in front of the net. Here comes the pass, and quickly Brent Sutter, one motion. That's the way to do it in front of the net. That's how Phil Esposito got 76 goals. He did not fool around. He made the...
And now Clark Gillies, and it is 5-2.
They have to burn their hands when they touch each other, Jakes. They're that hot. The 3 of them, both Sutters, Brent, And Dwayne Sutter, this time it's Clark Gillies alone. Well, he's partially checked. Let's take a look. Terry Murray goes in after Brent Sutter. He gives it to Gillies. There's the shot by Gillies as Robertson moves in from behind to check him, but he was too late. And Clark Gillies wrinkles the twine to make it 5-2 with 6 minutes and 46 seconds remaining here in the third period. Clark Gillies.
Hudson from Goring, and the Islanders jump out to the lead.
There are no better opportunists in the National Hockey League, led by, of course, number 91. He's been in the league a long time. He's smart. Bobby Nystrom finishes off a Butch Goring and Bobby Bourne play. Bourne to Goring. Watch what he does. A 2-on-1 beautiful backhand pass. Crossman gets crossed up in front of the net, in front of goaltender Tony Esposito. Bobby Nystrom scores.
Bossy after digging the puck away from Esposito. And the Islanders cash in the power play goal to take a 2-1 lead.
They thought he had it. Who? Goaltender Tony Esposito. He thought the puck was tied up. It wasn't. Bossy knew it. Here's the shot from the point by McEwen. A good drive. It's low. It's on. A good stop. There's the puck. Esposito reaching for it. It's in Hutchison's skates. Everybody, Trottier, Tonelli looking for it. Bossy has it. Hutchison standing by. Peterson standing by. And number 14, Gardner, all standing as Mike Bossy gets the kind of goal that comes easy sometimes, but you have to be in there digging in order to get the puck.
Released it into the bench. It is 3-2 Islanders. Esposito made the first save. The rebound came back. Kicked the inside of the post and behind Tony Esposito.
Power play goal. Potvin, it looks like his 13th. There's Bossy's pass. Potvin's shot. Hit somebody in front of the net. Trottier shoots. Good save. Dennis Potvin rings the right-hand goal post and deflected it across the net and in. On the power play, Trottier gets a good chance in front. Potvin's original shot blocked in front. It looked like it might have hit Brian Trottier, but the rebound goes to Potvin and he puts it in off the goalpost, so the Islanders get a 3-2 lead.
Shot from the blue line, tipped in front of the net. Pearson teaming up with Brent Sutter, and the Islanders have a 4-2 lead.
Quirk, a bouncing puck. It looked more like a football, a rolling football. Esposito looked like he was trying to retrieve it. Couldn't. Here's how it happened. Islanders shoot it in. Secord around the boards. Bad play by Secord. Pearson's shot is blocked. Watch the puck take a freak bounce right in front of Esposito with Sutter standing there. Brent Sutter looking for a rebound. It was not forthcoming. The puck went right by Tony Esposito. Stefan Pearson, it appears, will have his 4th goal of the season and give the Islanders a 2-goal lead.
17:24, the time of the goal. We'll wait for the announcement officially. The bouncing puck. You must follow it at all times. Tony Esposito. Thomas Johnson. And it is 5-2 Islanders.
The Islanders come on in the streak here in the second period. Tough break. Thomas Johnson has improved steadily all season as he gives the puck across Bossy. Lost it, got it back, and look at the rebound. Thomas Johnson all alone. Kerr, number 10, goes in, but he's too late. Fox was a little late. He lost the puck originally. And the New York Islanders have scored 3 straight goals. Thomas Johnson getting his 6th goal of the season.
There's Potvin, and the Islanders lead it 6-2.
What a shot by Dennis Potvin. His 2nd goal of the game. His 14th of the season. He has to be happy about it. Secord, watch the play. Secord should have been watching Dennis Potvin. He takes a run at Bossy over in the corner. Dennis Potvin takes the pass from Bossy, top right-hand corner. What a blast by the captain of the New York Islanders, Dennis Potvin. Secord, who seemed to want to pay extra attention to Mike Bossy, as most should, ran all the way across the ice, leaving his left wing position in his own end of the ice to take a run at Bossy, and Dennis Potvin scores the goal to make it 6-2.
It's with 17:40 to play in this game. Breaking the action with the score in front of the net.
Something I didn't see, Jiggs. Potvin, a blistering wrist shot. Look at the hustle by the man just talked about, John Tonelli, as he races in.
Well, they left Tony Esposito all alone back in that Chicago goal, and that's the price the Blackhawks have to pay.
The glaring weakness of many teams in their own end of the ice. The Islanders picking them apart. Dennis Potvin, quick right wing pass to Brent Sutter, back to Potvin. Dennis could have gone for the goal, but he tried to make a play to Dwayne Sutter, moving in on the left side. Right there on a shot from Gillies. Sutter, Dwayne Sutter, number 12, puts the puck in the net, his 14th goal of the season. 7-2 now for the New York Islanders.
To make it 8-2 Islanders.
A short-handed goal. He deserves it, the fruits of his labor. He's worked hard. He's a happy young guy. He should be. Billy Carroll, another blow to the Chicago Blackhawks. Chicago has the puck, loses it there. Carroll walks in all alone. It's Wilson, number 24, in pursuit. Billy Carroll puts it between the pads of Esposito. He's mad as he swings back into the net to bring the puck out. 8-2 now for the Islanders.
11 straight tonight. Brian Trottier scored 5 goals in an 8-2 wipeout of the Flyers at the Coliseum. This is the way Trottier did it. Number 1 at 9:02 of the first made it 2-0 Islanders. And Trottier, working in close all night, scored 4 in the second, starting at 1:04. The hat trick completed at 8:41 of the second period. Trottier beats Pete Peters. 19 seconds later at 9:10, it was goal number 4, all on power plays. And at 18:32, his 5th shot of the game, goal number 5. That's 2 shy of the record set by Joe Malone of Quebec back in 1920. Second time Trottier has scored 5 in a game. Mike Bossy assisted on all 5 goals. Trottier now with 35. Islanders go 13 points ahead of the Flyers.
Their 11th straight win.
Now, pick it up, Nassau Coliseum, Isles in the home white. A rough game on the island. The Sutters and Brian Propp trade some niceties early here. Then we move to first period action. Watch the Brian Trottier show. He's number 19 in white. Gets the rebound. It's in for his first goal. Now in the second period, his second goal. Third period, Potvin, number 5 with a puck, circling, shoots. Bossy sets up Trottier's third goal in front. Now here comes number 4. Trottier to the right of the net puts it in. His 5th goal looks just like the 4th. The Islanders go on to beat the Flyers on 5 Trottier goals by a score of 8-2.
Day-to-day, Brian Trottier, the Islanders, 5 goals for Brian. The Islanders won their 12th straight. On and on they go, 8-2 over Philadelphia. Here are all 5 Trottier goals. Number 1, Bossy hit the post. Trottier followed it in. Now in the second period, in front, here's a power play. Trottier's 32nd goal. 7 minutes later, it's another power play right in front. Trottier sweeps up again, his 33rd. 30 seconds later, still a man up. Trottier's 34th goal. And then 9 minutes later, Trottier again is 35th. 5 goals for Brian Trottier. The Islanders win it 8-2.
On the world.
John.
Islanders machine rolls to an even dozen. 9-1 at Hartford. That's 12 straight wins. They are 2 shy of the NHL record and building up steam. Last 3 games, they have outscored their opponents 25-5. Brian Trottier, who scored 5 last night, put in 2 more today. This snapped a 1-1 tie just 42 seconds into the second period. Trottier with 37. 54 seconds later, Clark Gillies scored his 2nd of the game. 3-1 Islanders, and the door was wide open. Dwayne Sutter would score 2. So would Mike Bossy. Numbers 42 and 43, his 100th point of the season. Islanders with 51 shots in the game, while Rolly Melanson in the Islander goal turned away 45 of the 46 Whalers shots. And the Islanders
bombed the Whalers 9-1 for their 12th win in a row. The winning goal came early, 42 seconds into the second period to be exact. Brian Trottier, what a weekend he's had. Trot's had 2 goals this afternoon. 5 last night, 7 over the last 2 games. The Rangers right now are making the
period. Trottier picked up where he left off last night. His 6th goal in 2 games. Then a minute later, Clark Gillies, and it was 3-1 Islanders. 3 minutes later, Brent Sutter, 4-1 Islanders. Third period, Mike Bossy's 42nd. Then Dwayne Sutter makes it 6. Brent Sutter makes it 7. Trottier again is 37th, 8-1, and Bossy again is 43rd on the tip. 9-1 Islanders, 51 shots on poor Mike Visor in goal. Only 14, and it was done by Boston way back in 1929, 1930. This afternoon, the Islanders beat Hartford, as you know, 9-1. That made it 12 straight wins for him. 43 goals now for Mike Bossy, only 27 behind Wayne Gretzky. I called Mike tonight at home on Long Island, and I asked him if the Islanders just feel they are going to win when they take the ice.
Well, I think we're going out there, and especially during this streak, we're having a lot of fun. The spirit on the team is at an all-time high, I'd have to say. And like I said before, our poise and discipline is great. We've only allowed, I think, 2 goals in the third period during this streak. And, you know, we have that killer instinct back where we're going out on the ice, and even though we're 2-3 goals up, we're going out there and we want to score more. And I think, you know, that's really helped us also.
Mike, are you guys talking and thinking record?
Well, we know the record's there. I think everyone knows that we need 2 more games to tie the record, but we're having so much fun going out there and winning that we like what's happening. We wouldn't want to come back into the room and have that feeling of, you know, that we lost the game. We want to go out there and win just for the sake of winning.
What's most impressive about this streak is that the Islanders have won 2 straight Stanley Cups. The regular season is just one long exhibition season, and yet the team goes out and they win game after game. Give a lot of credit to Al Arbour and his New York Islanders. The Week in Review is coming up next.
Straight now, just 2 shy of the NHL record. Now, there are a lot of reasons for the Isles' success, but I think 2 of them have to be Dwayne and Brent Sutter. 2 brothers from Viking, Alberta, Canada. 2 of 7 brothers, and they're all involved in hockey. The Sutter brothers made history recently. 19-year-old Brent scored the hat trick, and his 21-year-old brother Dwayne assisted on all 3. Playing at home against the Washington Capitals, Dwayne dropped pass to Brent, the score, his first goal of the night. Then a shot, and Brent scored his second of the night. Now Dwayne Sutter, drop pass to Gillies, the shot, Brent Sutter in front, the 3-goal combination, Dwayne Sutter to Brent Sutter. These guys are happy. We had a chance earlier this week to...
The Islanders are relentless. They beat Chicago Thursday for their 10th straight. Janssen the goal. And then the Brian Trottier show last night against Philadelphia. 1 for Trottier, 2 for Trottier, 3, 4, 5 goals for Brian Trottier. The Islanders smeared Philadelphia. And the Rangers.
2-1.
John Tonelli finds himself with a puck in an open net. Let's watch and see how it happened as Stefan Pearson to Potvin. Watch in front of the net. Right here, John Tonelli left uncovered. Look where the goaltender, Tremblay, Vince Tremblay, way out of the net, looking for a shot from Dennis Potvin as he swung the puck across, deflected by number 2, Trevor Johansson. And as he deflected, the puck went right on the stick of John Tonelli. And Tonelli is... Good puck handling by the captain of the New York Islanders, Dennis Potvin. He's a happy guy. I don't blame him. Nice goal as we watch Potvin take the puck with the help of Billy Carroll. Tremblay, moving his feet, has the puck go right between them. There's the drop pass. Puck went in off number 21, Boreas Salming. But let's take a look and see how it happened. That's John Tonelli. As he flips it through to Trottier, he deflected it. There's the shot by Bossy. Salming comes into the picture. The puck, just as the goaltender reaches out to grab it, he's a little late. Tremblay is a little late as the puck trickles in. There's John Tonelli, number 27. Salming goes right away to number 22, Bossy. Right to Trottier. He chips it. There's the puck as it deflects. It's deflected off number 21, Boreas Salming, into the net. Islanders now lead 4-2 of the game. He scored the first goal in the first period at 2:57. Brian Trottier shot off the side of the net. John Tonelli misses the open net. Look at the puck as it goes right through the crease. Back to Trottier, right there to Goring, and he finds the top left-hand corner. Fine shot by number 91. There's the shot by 19. Tremblay looks back as Tonelli slides it through the crease, and then Goring from Trottier gives the Islanders a 5-2 lead. Goring his second goal, his 12th goal of the season.
And those reports of the season.
You just saw number 15, Jim Benning, a young defenseman, and now you're going to see John Tonelli do a number on him right there. What a play by John Tonelli as he gets the puck to Michael Bossy. Here's how the play developed. Bossy to Tonelli. Tonelli fighting off the check of two Toronto defenders as he gets the puck right there. Bossy uses his speed. He has everything as he goes between the Toronto defense. Bossy finds him. There's the play out of the Islanders' end. A quick pass to Bossy. Look at Trottier in the middle. Boom, right on the stick, number 25. Martin trying to check him. It's fruitless as Bossy to Trottier, and Trottier beats Larocque on the left side. Islanders 7, Toronto 3 on a nice pass from Mike Bossy.
And for those who
they team up to get another goal. The New York Islanders, Clark Gillies took a shot, the loose puck bouncing. Brent Sutter shot it. It was partially stopped by Buddy Larocque. The puck bounced in the air, and before it got across the goal line, Brent Sutter had one. That Larocque made a fine save. Here's the shot by Pearson. Stopped by Larocque. The rebound is loose, and you see the Islanders taking advantage again of the Toronto Maple Leafs in their own end of the ice as John Tonelli standing all alone. Here's the setup. Watch as John Tonelli moves in. Johansson comes out from behind the net, but he doesn't go directly to John Tonelli. You can't leave him open standing that close. Auburn, number 24, you see him moving across, and Johansson right there, number 2, left John Tonelli in the open, and the Islanders left all alone on a perfect play from Sutter. Brent Sutter makes a perfect pass as he catches Dennis Potvin. Here we watch number 21, Brent Sutter, turns quickly right on the stick of Potvin. He walks straight in and put it right over the shoulder of the crouching Mike Layout. His 20th goal of the season, a power play goal. His 10th power play goal by Dennis Potvin gives the Islanders a 1-0 lead. Good move by Butch Goring. A question about an offside, Jigs, at the blue line. Some of the fans spotted it. It did appear as Caller could have been offside. The puck hit his skate. We will not be able to tell you that, but we can tell you that Butch Goring, on a fine play, walks in. Here we go from behind the net. Look at the shift by Butch Goring. He had Mike Layout trying to guess him. Layout guessed wrong, and Butch Goring has made it 2-0 for the New York Islanders. The shot of Mike McEwen, it was a beauty, and it went right between the pads as Mike Layout went down prematurely, hit the back of the net, came out as quick as it went in, and the New York Islanders have quickly taken a 3-2 lead. Mike McEwen blasting one from the point, right from the face-off. Islanders Sutter brothers and Clark Gillies. As number 21, Brent Sutter, puts it in. Brent Sutter, his 20th goal of the season. There's Dwayne at the side of the net, checked by Layout, but he goes back, picks it up, and puts it right on the stick of his brother. One move quickly, and it's in the net. Lower right-hand corner. Islanders lead 4-2 on Sutter's 20th goal of the season.
The Islanders. And Trottier has gone 24 straight games with at least a point in each.
Right from the face-off, the Islanders get the puck quickly to Brian Trottier. He won the face-off, back to the point. And Brian Trottier, on a pass from Dennis Potvin, turned quickly. Layout was playing the puck. Shot off the stick of Dennis Potvin.
It's the 3 Islanders.
A typical Mike Bossy blast from high in the slot, as you described it, Jigs McDonald. Perfect setup by Brian Trottier. There's the pass by Trottier. I should say the shot by Potvin, excuse me, around the boards to Brian Trottier. He takes it from Sutter. There's the pass, and as quick as you can look at it, Mike Bossy rips a blast by Liut. His 54th goal of the season has broken open a 3-goal lead for the New York Islanders.
And power play goals. Oh, and it's 2-1.
A hard shot by Thomas Johnson. It's not a power play goal. Jiggs had mentioned Randy Holt had been out of the box for at least 30 seconds. Here's Thomas Johnson teeing it up, and then he gets a blast from the top of the face-off circle that went right between the legs of goaltender Perreault as he was going down. The Islanders get on the scoreboard with Thomas Johnson's shot, a hard shot from the top of the right face-off circle.
Bob Bourne ties it on a backhander. A power play goal. We're 2-2.
A backhand shot by number 14 for the New York Islanders, Bob Bourne, as he gives the Islanders a tie, 2-2. Here's the play. McEwen, Murray, number 5, moved out. Bourne moved in behind him. And before Green, number 5, could get to Bourne, he went to his backhand and put it in the far lower corner, beating Dave Perreault. The Islanders have brought the score to 2-2.
On the power play. Mike Bossy with 35 seconds left. Islanders lead 3-2.
A tough break for the Washington Capitals. It all goes back to the deliberate icing by Randy Holt. The best Washington to do was get to the blue line of the Islanders. Here's the Islanders right back quickly as Brian Trottier comes around, lets a backhand go. Green broke it up. Trottier to Bossy, so familiar, so many times we've seen it. Yes, sir. Mike Bossy rams it into the net. Bossy, number 22, gets his 58th goal of the season to give the Islanders a 3.
Washington came back from a 2-0 deficit. Bob Bourne's power play goal tied it up 5 minutes into the third period. And once again, the Islanders with the flair for the dramatics. The final seconds ticking away. Mike Bossy scores the winner. 35 seconds left. 3-2 Islanders. Bossy gets his 58th of the season.
Mike Bossy's goal with just 35 seconds left in the game won it for the Islanders tonight. Down 2-0. Thomas Janssen blasted. Then it's Bobby Bourne, third period. Bourne comes in, goes in with a backhander. That ties the game. Now just 35 seconds left in the game. Here comes Brian Trottier, and he gets it over here to Mike Bossy. Wide open is Bossy, and the Islanders beat Washington 3-2. Bossy last night, they beat the Calendars, continue along with the best record in the league. They beat the Rockies Wednesday. Potvin on the goal. So you want to be a hockey referee, huh? Lots of luck. Last night, the ref ruled this Bossy goal came...
I'm the father.
Ended. So no...
At the Nassau Coliseum, no last-second dramatics needed against Washington this time. Islanders with an 8-1 wipeout of the Caps. The game had its chippy moments. Brent Sutter and Caps goalie Al Jensen contributing to the 129 penalty minutes in the second period. But the game also had its artistic moments. Mike Bossy, the artiste, number 59. Islanders lead a 2-1 early second and 300 lifetime. Here's Bossy again, deflecting a Potvin shot on a power play, number 60. And the Islanders lead 3-1 later on second period. Again, number 61 for Bossy, that the hat trick, and at 12:30 of the third, Bossy the Magician taking one out of the air, fourth of the night, 62 on the season. Bobby Bourne added to. The Islanders win it by the score of 8-1.
And the net result is that Sutter was tossed out for his trouble. Third period now, the Isles with the puck in the corner. Trotz brings it out. Tonelli gets it in front to Bossy for his 4th goal of the night, his 62nd of the year. The Islanders win in a laugher, 8-1. And
the home white, Rod Langway with a puck, loses it. The puck goes back to Gillies. He fires it home. Billy Carroll knocks it in. It's 1-0 Islanders. 34 seconds later now, the Nassau Coliseum falls silent. Steve Shutt steals the puck from Dennis Potvin, blasts it by Billy Smith. We're tied at 1. Second period action now. Bossy along the boards, lays a perfect pass on Pearson. Tonelli tips it in. 2-1 Islanders. That's the game winner. The insurance now in the third period. The captain, Dennis Potvin, on a great solo effort, beating Dennis Herron for the 3-1 final. Headed for the playoffs now, the Islanders. Billy Smith in goal is hot. Watch this save. Billy has not lost over his last 18 games, and the magic number for the Isles is 1.
Coliseum this evening, the Islanders extending the home unbeaten streak to 21. Beat Montreal 3-1. The Canadians, the last team to beat the Islanders at home. That was back in December. 13:45 of the first. Billy Carroll beats Dennis Herron on the rebound. It's 1-0 Islanders. A minute later, Steve Shutt with the slap, and this tied the game at 1. Billy Smith beaten short side midway through the second on the power play. John Tonelli will do it with his 33rd. That proved to be the game winner. Islanders with a 2-1 lead. Mike Bossy, his 80th assist. That ties a record for a right wing. And you saw the insurance from Dennis Potvin making for the 3-1 final score.
The Yankee Stadium
tied 4-4, Hartford and the Islanders. 24 seconds left. Here it is. Tonelli shoots. Look at this goal by Bossy off the rebound. The Islanders win it 5-4, 22 straight at home without a loss. Take a look at this replay. Tonelli on the shot. Look at these reflexes. Skate, stick. He scores without even looking. Mike Bossy the goal. 5-4 win. That's 22 in a row. The Islanders have played without losing at home. As I mentioned before, New Jersey.
Coming at the 8:36 mark.
Wayne Merrick breaks through 2 checkers. From Philadelphia, there's the shot by Sutter, lower right-hand corner. Peters was moving, coming out of the net. Wayne Merrick, good second effort to Sutter. There's the shot. That's Brad Marsh as he goes down to try and block the shot. He blocks the vision of Peters, the goaltender, and Sutter gets it. Bourne. The game had got a little slow, a little ragged. Right here, Peters is going to dart out of the net. He made the mistake. He missed on his shot. Bourne picked it up, went around the net, and tucked it in the wide open net. Peters making a dive for it is much too late. Here's the pressure by Bourne. He checks Peters. Peters well out of the net. Around the net goes Bourne and quickly jammed it in. His 25th goal of the season. Gives the New York Islanders a 2-2 tie with the Philadelphia Flyers. 8 minutes and 11 seconds. There he is. Bob Bourne, his 25th goal. He's also got
Stefan Persson with a long shot from the blue line as the Islanders up 3-2.
Perfect pass by John Tonelli. Here's the shot by Persson. We'll get another look at it. There it goes. It beats Peters. He's partially screened. It may have been tipped. I don't think so, though. But Sutter was standing by as Stefan Persson, his 5th goal, as you see, I guess.
Set a team record, 118 points for the season for the New York Islanders. And in doing so, Brian Trottier finally reached the coveted 50-goal mark. He had been on hold at 49 for 10 games. It came at 36 seconds of the second period, tied the score at 2. Islanders then made their move. Number 64 for Mike Bossy. He snapped the tie midway in the second. And in the third, Bob Bourne put it away. He scored twice within 35 seconds. On the break, he beats Pete Peters. Numbers 26 and 27 for Bourne in the slot, fires the shot. Islanders 6 and the Flyers 3. Islanders close out the regular season tomorrow afternoon in Pittsburgh. The Rangers wrapped it up tonight in
Sutter, but the damage has been done as Mike McEwen came all the way in from his point position. Clark Gillies spotted him directly in front of the net. The Islanders win the puck behind the net. Carlisle on Gillies, not quick enough as Mike McEwen puts it in the top right-hand corner. Let's look again from ice level. McEwen, you see Sutter being pushed by Hotham at the corner of the net as Mike McEwen makes the score 1-0.
Gillies and Dwayne Sutter get assists.
As Wayne Merrick puts the puck in behind Dion. John Tonelli, who was the victim earlier. There's Baxter. He knocked the puck away. Tonelli went in, picked it up. Everybody pulls back. Tonelli starts out. A quick pass and one quick shot, and it's in the net. Wayne Merrick bringing the Islanders within 2 of Pittsburgh. It's now 4-2.
Merrick with his 3rd playoff goal in this series. Tonelli on the left side.
The brink of an embarrassing first-round elimination, and the Islanders turned that around into another page in their extraordinary rise to the top of the NHL. It looked like a lot of trouble early as Pittsburgh, behind a hot goaltender and Randy Carlyle with just a minute and a half left in the second period, made it 3-1. It stayed that way until late in the third. Mike McEwen, with 5.5 minutes left, makes it 3-2. In 7 games this season, the Islanders had come back to win or tie in the last 2 minutes, and John Tonelli does it again there. 3-3, and it goes to overtime. With 6 minutes gone by, Tonelli is pulled down. He gets a great pass off to Bobby Nystrom, and then Tonelli wraps it in. He is the hero. Look at that celebration. The Islanders survive. They escape.
Tremendous, super. It's just, you know, we staved off elimination, which was a very possible thing to us, you know, and thank God it worked out for us because, you know, we worked so hard all season.
Well, if you gave the Islanders a script to write before the game, they could not have done better. They win it in 5. Yes, they're pushed to 5 games against Pittsburgh. He fanned on an 85-footer off the stick of Dave Langevin in a 3-3 first period. And enters Steve Weeks, the young goalie who carried the Rangers early in the season, but had been struggling the last few weeks.
The adrenaline starts very quickly there, and you know, you get up for it very quickly. You don't have time to really worry or psych yourself out. It's just bang, something happens, the adrenaline starts going, you're ready for it, and you just sometimes it works positive.
And with Weeks closing the door on the Islanders, the Rangers took a 4-3 lead in the second. Robbie Fatorik walking right around Billy Smith. The Islanders peppered Weeks with 29 shots in 2 periods. Only 1 got by, and it was the miracle worker, John Tonelli, again, with just 4 minutes left to tie it. What were your thoughts?
Beating Quebec, and the final score was 4-1. 5.5 minutes into the first period, it was Brian Trottier on a power play off the rebound of the shot by Stefan Pearson making his return. Midway through the second, again on the power play, Butch Goring, coming off his 2-goal game against the Rangers, does it again. That made it 2-zip. Quebec closed to 2-1, but a beautiful setup from Mike Bossy. Dennis Potvin scoring. It's 3-1 Islanders, 6.5 minutes left in regulation. Wayne Merrick, then set up by John Tonelli, provided the rapper. Islanders won it by the count of 4-1. Al is live at the Coliseum alongside one of the Islanders. Butch Goring. Al?
Lead in their semifinal series with Quebec as they posted a convincing 5-2 win tonight at Nassau Coliseum. Pick up the action second period. Score tied 2-2 on the power play. Islanders working around for Bossy. He scores. It's 3-2. Third period, Isles increase their lead. Bobby Bourne off the boards from Merrick. That makes it 4-2 Isles. Still in the third. One more goal. Bourne again. He shoots.
Bossy from Trottier, and we're tied 1-1.
Perfect passing play. Brian Trottier to Michael Bossy, and Bossy puts it between the legs of the sprawling and sliding Dan Bouchard. Bossy, his 9th goal of the playoffs, his 3rd power play goal, gives the Islanders a 1-1 tie. There's the pass by Brian Trottier. Wally Weir, number 2, was the only player left back for Quebec. As you see the pass, Trottier to Bossy, and as Bouchard goes down, Bossy puts it between his legs.
It is a power play goal at 7:10. 12 seconds left in that delay of the game penalty. That's on Stastny, knocks Lane down. Came out in front of Marion. Shot was deflected wide. Carroll is out. They dump it.
Nothing. The shot, Bossy away. Also in closer, Bobby Bourne, number 14, and Bourne into the top of the net. A power play goal. There's Bossy as he feeds the puck to Bobby Bourne. Bourne to Trottier down the left wing side. Trottier looking for his opening. He's going to find it in Stefan Pearson, and then to Potvin. There's the play. Give it to the open man. Now get the penalty killers running, and they have them running. There you see it. Bourne kind of cringes as he tries to get out of the way of the puck. It hit him and deflected into the net. 2-2 now. Islanders have scored 2 power play goals.
11. Anders Kaller, Bob Bourne breaking up the Quebec play, and the Islanders have seized the opportunity and take the lead. Bob Bourne to Anders Kaller with 48 seconds left in the period.
Talk about the psychological part of the game, and here it is. It's going to change hands in the Coliseum, Quebec. There's Bourne as he pushes the puck ahead to Andy Kaller. Kaller screams in, looks, sees the lower right-hand corner, and a perfectly placed shot in the lower right-hand corner. A short-handed goal. Caller's first to the playoffs. The Islanders now have 3. Carroll has 1. Bourne has 1. And the Islanders a big lead now, 3-2 to net. Bouchard on his way down. He's way too late as Caller's wrist shot finds the lower right-hand part.
In on right wing, and the Islanders regain the lead.
They catch them napping right from the face-off. Mike Bossy beats Dan Bouchard with a hard drive from the left face-off circle. Here's the play right from the face-off. Here's Bossy crossing the line right at the top of the circle. Bouchard moving to his left. He was trying to cut the angle down, but he'd moved too far left. Bossy had lots of room to shoot, and he put it easily into the right side of the net. His 10th playoff goal from Brian Trottier coming right off the face-off.
He clips it home. A scramble in front of the Quebec goal, and the New York Islanders defeat the Quebec Nordic 5-4.
A tough break. Dan Bouchard had the puck, Jigs, and he shot it away. The Islanders intercepted it. A distraught coach. He has to be disappointed. His team had several chances to win in overtime. Billy Smith stopped them, and then a tough break when Bouchard tried to clear the puck. Instead of hanging on to it, he made the mistake of trying to clear it, and he was checked right in front of the goal crease. And from there, it was Wayne Merrick with a wide open net. Bobby Nystrom. Let's watch. There's the shot by Potvin. Now right here, he has the puck, and he scooped it away. Tonelli keeps the puck in motion. Nystrom can smell a goal, and Merrick finished the job. An overtime win, 16 minutes and 52 seconds into overtime. There's Bouchard as he let the puck go. Tonelli golfs it in, and Bobby Nystrom sprung it loose, and Wayne Merrick has the 24 square feet to put any part of the puck into any part of the net. And he did it. The game is over.
In the overtime, the Islanders had 9 shots. The Nordiques had
Well, if
5.
they are, and I for one don't believe it, why are they only 5 games from their third straight Stanley Cup?
Here's example number 1. Game tied at 2, Islanders shorthanded. Bourne springs Caller, and he beats Dan Bouchard to make it 3-2. Watch how Bourne takes the puck away from Quebec, shovels it ahead to Caller, and Anders doesn't miss. Here's another example. Trottier delivers it to Bossy. The game tied at 3, and Michael scores to make it 4-3. There is no better pure shooter in hockey than Michael Bossy. Now the game tied 4-4 in overtime, and the line that thrives on overtime scores. Potvin's shot goes off Bouchard. Tonelli goes for it. Nystrom goes for it. Merrick puts it in to win 5-4. When will all the credit get off the Islanders' backs? When they lost, they were pure. In winning, all you hear about are their blemishes. Maybe winning is based on the beauty of imperfection.
One of the opening period puts the Islanders on top. And Bourne, since coming to life in that Rangers series, has had himself a great streak.
What a move he makes. Quebec get caught standing still. Trottier's pass partially intercepted by Hunter, but Bourne. Now watch Hunter stand there. Instead of going to Bourne, he knows there's problems behind him. DuPont, who went behind the net after Trottier, got himself out of position, and Bourne went right to the net unmolested. Watch again as Bob Bourne gives the Islanders a 1-0 lead. Here he comes in all the way from the side before anybody goes near him. In the puck goes Alain Cote down in front of the net. He was no help to goaltender Dan.
Over the gloved hand of Dan Bouchard, it is 2-1 Islanders. The goal at 1:09 of the second period.
What a blast. John Tonelli takes the pass. He's left all alone. Weir leaves him there. Here's the pass. Broken up. The first one. There it is. Bobby Nystrom. Look at the quick release of John Tonelli over the left shoulder of Dan Bouchard. Bouchard is on his way down, and the shot goes high, and that's what beats him. Had he left himself standing, he might have been able to get that puck. Tonelli, his 6th goal of the playoffs, gives the Islanders a 2-goal lead.
1-on-1 and Bouchard with 12 seconds left in the penalty to Peter Stastny. And Gillies, who hadn't scored in the last 5 games, makes it 3-0 Islanders at 15:35.
Whether it makes a whole difference or not, Jigs, one of the basic fundamental things in hockey. You never change lines with the puck advancing into your own end. Watch the Islanders. They're in their end of the ice. One quick pass. Quebec Nordiques, you see them on the far side of your screen. They were changing. The Islanders. Clark Gillies blasts a low drive to the right of Dan Bouchard. Here we'll watch the shot. Beat Bouchard on the short side. 3-0 Islanders. Gillies' his 6th goal of the playoffs from Trottier and Stefan Pearson, 15-35.
Stanley has a breakaway coming in. And Wayne Sutter is over the line into an empty net. Islanders lead 4-2. 2 seconds remaining, and now the crowd begins its exit. The Islanders will head to the Stanley Cup Finals against either the Vancouver Canucks or the Chicago Blackhawks. The crowd,
a standing ovation, Jags, as well they should for their home team, the Quebec Nordiques, as they have put on quite a display this season, particularly in the playoffs, defeating Montreal in 5 games in a 3-out-of-5 series, and the Boston Bruins in 7. There's Sutter as he blasts one into the open net, his 4th goal of the playoffs, and that put the game out of reach for the Quebec Nordiques, gave the Islanders a 4-2 lead.
In Montreal and Boston, and now are eliminated themselves as the New York Islanders become the Wales Conference champions and will advance to the Stanley Cup Final. You see Michel Bergeron in the doorway toward the Quebec dressing room. Now he is going to come out on the ice to shake hands with Denny Potvin, and will come across to greet some of the Islanders. Al Arbour is waiting at the Islander bench, and we see the defeated Quebec Nordiques go through the traditional handshake with the New York Islanders. There is Bergeron and Arbour.
Peter Stastny. Fans still on their feet.
The Islanders have gone to the dressing room. Bichette has come over to the handshake with Al Arbour, and now the Islanders are being waved back out into the center ice area because we're going to have a trophy presentation here in just a few moments. But we watch Daniel Bouchard, his head down as he goes to the dress. To be ashamed of, he played well, his team played well, but when you are matched against the Stanley Cup champions, you're going to have to play just a little above well in order to get the job done. And to center ice, and being placed there in just a moment will be the Prince of Wales Trophy. It used to go to the team that finished first overall in the conference. No longer. It is now presented to the team that wins the conference championship, and that tonight belongs to the New York Islanders. That is another one of the changes that perhaps we haven't discussed or hasn't been written about as much as maybe it should have been. But the Prince of Wales Conference Championship, Wales Trophy, will be presented by the Vice President of the National Hockey League, Mr. Gil Stein. And that is Gil standing with the trophy, formerly associated with the Philadelphia Flyers. Now the legal counsel for the New York office, the entire National Hockey League.
When you think about it, Jiggs, it wasn't until 1609, just prior to 1609, we were looking at a possible shutout for Billy Smith. The Islanders' last shutout was March the 12th, back in 1981, 5-0 versus Edmonton. And the last Isles playoff shutout, 1-0 versus Chicago. Bossy at 2:50 in overtime against Tony Esposito when the Islanders in 1979, April the 18th, beat Chicago 1-0.
So there's the final step toward the Stanley Cup Finals as Denny Potvin holds high the Prince of Wales Trophy. The Islanders have won the Clarence Campbell Bowl in the past. And the Prince of Wales Trophy is theirs as Wales Conference champions.
Something a little different, Jiggs.
Surprised as everyone else that Sneps put the puck where he did?
Actually, I was. I just saw the goal on replay not too long ago, and you know, everything happened so fast. I guess he was trying to get the puck out of his own end, and on my part, I anticipated that he was going to try that, and just moved into the slot, and the puck was there.
When the team's dragging, it seemed that, boy, that was a long night.
Aside from all the pushing and shoving and holding and grabbing that was going on, the game did last over 4 hours. So I think the guys were a little tired, and you know, we were all waiting to head back into the room to get a little rest for the second period.
About all the pushing and holding and grabbing, Coach Arbor talks about Irish football. Were you guys quite aggravated at the way things turned out, style of play?
Well, Len, we're no angels when it comes to clutching and grabbing. We do our part of interference also, but I think that you know, Vancouver was doing their share, and they were getting away with it. So there's really no reason why they were going to stop unless penalties would have been called.
Pretty honest assessment, saying that we're no angels either. The Quebec to reach the finals. Clark Gillies broke the 2-2 tie. And Dwayne Sutter, the open netter, 4-2 Islanders. And then the wild one last night, as you saw in Game 1, over 4 hours after it began. The Islanders had done it yet again in overtime. Mike Bossy, you know, not only...
Gilly is giving the puck away in his own end of the ice, and typical Islander fashion, they jump on it for a 1-0 lead.
Clark Gillies, his 8th goal. Let's take a look. There's Brodeur. He passed it right to Sutter. Sutter to Gillies, and Gillies puts it in the open side of the net. Let's look again as Sutter gets it to Gillies, and Brodeur moving to his right. He was guessing, and Gillies gets his 8th goal of the playoffs and makes the score 1-0 for the New York Islanders.
2:56, the time of the goal. We're in period 2 here in Vancouver. The net. The penalty to Hallward had expired, and the Islanders are up 2-0.
With Campbell going into the net, Bossy laying down. Let's take a look at the action. There's the first shot by Mike Bossy. He takes the rebound. Now, how many guys can do that? I have never seen the way that man can put pucks in the net. Mike Bossy, as he's falling to the ice, a backhand shot, no less. Watch it right here. There's Bossy going down, and he still puts the puck by Brodeur, and he puts it by Colin Campbell, who fell into the net with a desperate move, trying to keep Bossy's backhand shot out. He is unsuccessful, and the New York Islanders have taken a 2-0 lead. 15th goal of the playoffs for Mike Bossy.
And 5 of those 15 have come in this final series against the Vancouver.
Often it does not work. The gamble backfires, but you have to take it anyway. It's a percentage gamble, down 2-0. Bob Nystrom gets a pass, goes in all alone on the empty net, and makes it 3-0. So easy. There's the pass by Butch Goring. And Nystrom races in on the emptiness of the net. You see the puck in it.
And you know the Bob's mom and dad are here tonight. He grew up in this area. Moline, 20 seconds left. Moline and Dwayne Sutter charged together. The puck came out in front and off Butch Goring. Then Trottier takes Williams down. Williams back on his skates with 8 seconds left. The puck still in the Vancouver zone. Goring comes over after it. It's cleared out in front of the net. Fans realizing it's all over. 1 second. There's the horn. The Islanders win the Stanley Cup in a sweep. Their 3rd consecutive Stanley Cup. Philadelphia was first. Minnesota last year in the Cup final. And the Islanders defeat Vancouver 3-1. The first United States-based team in the history of the National Hockey League to have won 3 consecutive Stanley Cups.
Tremendous thrill for the fans as well as the players, Jiggs. It's all over. Everybody has given their all. There is nothing left. The fans have done it. The players have done it. The people behind the players have done it. And the long 1981-82 season has come to a climax. Dennis Potvin will get to carry the cup as the traditional handshake between the Islanders and the Vancouver Canucks takes place.
And Bill Smith establishes a Stanley Cup record, winning all 15 games. We see Lefty Reed carrying the Stanley Cup with a presentation to follow. You see the traditional handshake. Richard Brodeur being greeted by some friends who weren't good friends during the playoffs, but they did what they had to do. Mike Bossy talking with him. Nolan Melanson, who didn't get to play except in the opening round against Pittsburgh, Gord Lane, and John Tonelli. Here's Nystrom and Merrick to follow. The crowd booing the announcement that Mike Bossy has been named the recipient of the Conn Smythe Trophy. Barry Dornhofer talking with Clark Gillies for Canadian television audience. Al Arbor, in a nice gesture, just wrapped his arm around the shoulders of Brodeur, gave him a hug. He was great. But the Islanders, that much better. Al Arbor going through the line, shaking hands with the Canuck players.
John Ziegler out on the ice, Jiggs. He looks rather lonesome. No one's near him. No one's talking to him. But, of course, the players want to enjoy that initial part of the win. They wanted to congratulate Vancouver for their fine display in the finals and what they had accomplished getting to the Stanley Cup finals.
No team had ever won 3 consecutive Stanley Cups on home ice. The Islanders would like to have done it at home for their fans. Interesting, in the third period, we did not have a penalty called. In the third period, the New York Islanders had 7 shots on goal. The Vancouver Canucks had 9. And now the president of the National Hockey League, John Ziegler, welcomes Islander captain Denny Potvin for the presentation of the Stanley Cup. And there it is, once more in the possession of the New York Islanders. The traditional skate around the rink.
Something that has been done every year the Stanley Cup has won. The captain of the team gets to carry it first, and then the players, of course, would all like a chance to carry it around. They have to be tired. Some of them may be having a little trouble holding it over their heads long enough. That's why you see them shifting it back and forth. There's no question they have to be a tired hockey team, but they played an almost flawless game, Jiggs. They shut down every avenue that Vancouver tried to pursue. That's Michael Bossy holding the cup. Also winner of another piece of hardware in this hockey game, or in this playoff. The Conn Smythe Award winner, Mike Bossy. Bob Nystrom, he gets in to take a turn.
One area that perhaps is not discussed all that much, each individual player receives $24,000 for winning the Stanley Cup. They played 19 games for this presentation today. That's far less money than they make per game on a basis of average salary through the regular season.
They do it in such a short time. That makes a difference.
But on a per-game basis, it sure doesn't work out the same.
They don't really care about now, Jiggs. They could care less about the money. They could care less about the number of games. The fact that they have won the Stanley Cup is all that matters. They've worked hard all season, all the traveling, all the practices, all the team meetings, all of the movies that they had to watch of themselves. Sometimes they enjoyed, sometimes they didn't enjoy, but here they are as they come into the dressing room, the 3-time Stanley Cup champion, New York Islanders. And how well they deserve it. Jimmy Pickard just going by.
Here comes Bill Smith. And there's Ron Waske, the Islander trainer, carrying the Stanley Cup.
2 games.
Whoops. Almost lost it.
Well, the hands are sweaty. The back is a little tired, as we talked about. But there it is, the trophy that 400 and some players started out chasing last September. And every team, as they begin training camp, think of that trophy and think of the preparation they are now starting to win it. And the Islanders have been successful now, their 3rd time, 3 in a row. And in go Champagne. Get the beer out of there, guys, for heaven's sake. Don't ruin that good bubbly. That'll come later.
Trainer Ron Waske with the honor of pouring the first bottle of champagne into the
have to hug Jiggs that Bill Torrey and the coaching staff that were sitting up here way up in the top where we are, hustling downstairs.
Great series. There's always a great star, and it's a great pleasure to present you the Conn Smythe Trophy as the outstanding player in the playoffs. Congratulations.
Thank you. There's the trophy. Michael, you've held the Stanley Cup for 3 straight years. The first time you won the Conn Smythe. How did...
News next. Break up the... Just won the Stanley Cup again. Good evening, and it is a great evening for Islander fans. For the third straight year, the New York Islanders are taking home the Stanley Cup to Long Island. Again, they are the champions of professional hockey. Len Berman is here with the story. Len?
Well, what's more impressive, Tony? The fact that they're the first American-based team to win 3 straight Stanley Cups, or the fact that they have won 9 straight games to clinch it. 3-1, the final tonight in Vancouver, a 4-game sweep. The Stanley Cup stays on Long Island. Here was the lifting of the Stanley Cup about 20 minutes ago in Vancouver. It's getting old hat for these guys. They did seem happy, but there was none of the delirium that surrounded the first cup when they lifted it on Long Island 2 Mays ago. But you would expect that. The playoff most valuable player was named to be Mike Bossy. 17 goals in this playoff season for Bossy, 2 more of them tonight on power plays. So, are they now a dynasty in the sports world? You have to start thinking yes. I'll have more a bit later on.
Bedlam. Mike Bossy deservedly won the Conn Smythe Trophy as the most valuable player of the playoffs, as he scored the winner in this one, as he has all along. Early in each period, Mike, the Canucks went after the Islanders, but they seemed to run out of gas. It was just too much Billy Smith in goal and too much Mike Bossy scoring. The Canucks died hard, and it was a struggle, but they were really outmanned by a superlative Islander team. This is a tremendous event for them, 3 in a row.
Richie, did these guys seem to know they were going to win all along? Is it more business-like the third time around for them?
Well, having stayed with them yesterday and today in the hotel, they seem to be very businesslike. They started out very lackluster, like they knew what was going to happen. And, of course, that's a trademark of this Islander team. They rely on each other, and they all come through. The defense was superlative, and the offense was just good enough. They are a tough, tough hockey team.
The Islanders. So tell us more.
Unless I put this
the microphone on, you won't
hear
first,
enough
then tell us
about
more.
the New York Islanders.
We hear you now, Mark.
Okay.
All right, do it.
The New York Islanders are now an authentic dynasty. They have won 3 consecutive Stanley Cups. Only 2 Canadian teams, Montreal and Toronto, have ever won 3 or more Stanley Cups in a row. Tonight, the Islanders swept the Vancouver Canucks, and they swept the series, of course. They've now won 9 in a row. They'll be arriving at LaGuardia at Butler Aviation between 7 and 8 a.m. tomorrow morning. Channel 4 New York will be there, along with a few other fans. It was quite a contest. Butch Goring scoring first at 11:30 in the first period on a pass from Potvin, and he went out in front by a score of 1-0. Stan Smile then tied it up for the Canucks on his own rebound, and it's in there. 5 minutes in the second period, on a power play, Mike Bossy scores, makes it 2-1 for the Islanders. And then 8 minutes in the second period, Mike Bossy again on a power play makes it 3-1, and that's to be the final. He scored 17 goals in postseason competition, and he won the MVP, the Connie Smythe Trophy. And there it is. Not the Connie Smythe Trophy or Connie Smythe Trophy, whichever you prefer, but the Stanley Cup. Getting on to...
I think we should have some champagne here just because they're in Vancouver. That's what we should do. We should have some champagne, that championship feeling. The Islanders have it one more time. These guys are getting used to it. 3rd straight Stanley Cup. The only U.S. team ever to accomplish the feat. That's 3 straight. They sweep the finals tonight. Final score, Isles 3, Vancouver 1. Show you some highlights here. First period, Potvin with the puck over to Butch Goring, and it's 1-0, and the Islanders are on their way. Second period, tied 1-1. Trottier behind the net. Out to Potvin. The shot. Brodeur with the save, and Bossy puts in the rebound. It's 2-1. Trottier over to his buddy Bossy. Down the shoot, the shot, the goal. The championship, Mike Bossy with 2 goals, turns out to be the most valuable player. And, of course, each member of the winning team takes home $24,000. The Islanders are champions. They're coming home tomorrow. Those other...
Of the Cup by Captain Dennis Potvin, their 3rd straight. The other 2 were lifted at home. Now, they come home tomorrow morning somewhere around 7:30, 8 o'clock at LaGuardia Airport on Butler Aviation. They would like fans to get up nice and early and come back and greet them at LaGuardia. The Victory Parade is on. Here we go again on Hempstead Turnpike on Long Island. They'll parade past the Coliseum. The parade will be Wednesday night. Police tell us sometime between 7 and 8 o'clock, probably 6:37 on Long Island Wednesday. Congratulations, Islanders. You've done it again. Tonight on Sports Update, the Islanders win their 3rd straight Stanley Cup. An awesome performance as they go on a 9-game winning streak to end their season. Mike Bossy with 2 goals tonight, named the playoff most valuable player. Thank you. Good evening again, everyone. It's becoming quite routine around here, isn't it? Every May, we have another Stanley Cup, another parade on Hempstead Turnpike on Long Island. If you're wondering about this year's parade, it is scheduled for Wednesday night on Hempstead Turnpike, somewhere around 6:30, 7 o'clock, and it will wind its way towards the Coliseum. The Islanders have won another one. Is the Stanley Cup the most famous trophy in sport? Well, you do not see them parade around the Super Bowl trophy. They have one. You do not see them parade around a baseball trophy. The tennis cups are pretty impressive. They always raise them after tennis tournaments. But the Stanley Cup seems to be the most famous piece of hardware in sport. They parade it around, and of course, it's every hockey player's dream come true when he gets a chance to skate with the Stanley Cup after his team has clinched the championship. But did you notice a bit of blasé attitude from the Islanders when they paraded into the locker room? If you watch the telecast tonight, not too much excitement, no real jumping around, but they've been there before. You know the key to this series, really, when you think about the Islanders winning tonight? The most impressive moment was Game 5 with Pittsburgh. The Islanders were down by 2 goals with 5.5 minutes to go. Remember what happened? The puck bounced over Randy Carlyle's stick. John Tonelli got the tying goal, and then in overtime, Tonelli fell down. Then he got up. Nystrom was there. Then Tonelli won it in overtime. That's really the key to the entire Stanley Cup, not as much the Rangers series or the Quebec or the Vancouver series. It was coming back from down 2 goals to Pittsburgh with 5.5 minutes to go and winning it in overtime. So when they congratulate each other and scratch their names on the Stanley Cup for 1981-82, it was really that Pittsburgh game that made it all possible. We'll be back with more sports update in just a minute. During the coming days, perhaps the word dynasty. Everyone likes to judge which players or which teams become dynasties in sport. Do the Islanders now qualify for a dynasty now that they have won 3 straight cups, the first American-based team to win 3 consecutive Stanley Cups? I think the answer might now be yes. Now, if you remember a year ago on Sports Update, we decided to try to pick the top 10 dynasties in the history of sport. We had a couple of criteria. First of all, the person could be an individual, playoff goals in just 5 years. That's amazing. Some guys don't collect 52 goals in their regular season career. Here, a guy's done it in the playoffs, 52 goals already and counting. Mike Bossy, the MVP. The quote of the week, Game 2. Final score, 6-2. The specialty teams, 3 power play goals and 1 shorthanded. And there's that memorable moment, Tiger Williams giving Billy Smith noogies. Canucks fans did not throw in the towel. Here's the goal of the year, Mike Bossy scoring while both his skates were off the ice. Incredible for the MVP. Islanders won Game 3.
In the brief 10-year history of the New York Islanders, they have amassed 4 conference championships, 3 regular season championships, 4 Patrick Division championships, and now their 3rd Stanley Cup. Hi, this is Ed Westfall at the Nassau Coliseum, home of the New York Islanders. In the next half hour, we'd like to show you some of the highlights of the New York Islanders in their quest for the 3rd straight Stanley Cup. During the 1981-82 season, the New York Islanders broke a 52-year-old National Hockey League record. With the score tied late in the 3rd period, less than a minute to go, John Tonelli is to score the decisive goal in that game. Now let's go to Jiggs McDonald for the exciting action.
And in the last 60 seconds, as Trottier moves into center ice. Over the line, gave it to Tonelli, shooting, he scores! John Tonelli, 47 seconds left, Islanders 3, Rockies 2. Look at the Islanders celebrate.
Islanders, the dynasty continues, is brought to you by
Series. The first place New York Islanders played Pittsburgh Penguins, 12th overall in the NHL. Everything went as the Islanders and everyone expected in the first 2 games. It wasn't until Game 3 that the momentum was about to change. Pittsburgh give up 15 goals at the Nassau Coliseum. The Islanders can score only 1 through 3 periods. They're tied going into overtime. Pittsburgh has changed their game plan. As the Islanders prepare, so does Eddie Johnson, coach of Pittsburgh, for the overtime. The fans, they love the hockey. They love their Pittsburgh Penguins. They're going to overtime against the powerful New York Islanders. The Islanders and the Pittsburgh Penguins are late in the overtime period. The close checking and hard hitting continues as Kaller forces one-time Islander Pat Price to give the puck to Pat Boutette. He can't find an opening as Bourne forces him deep in his own zone. He tries the puck quickly to Paul Gardner. He shoots the puck in. Billy Smith cannot control the puck behind the net. And Rick Kehoe, from a bad angle, shoots the puck, hits the inside of Billy Smith's right leg, and the game is over. Pittsburgh wins on Rick Kehoe's goal, 2-1. The fans in Pittsburgh are treated to one of the fine hockey games of the season, and Coach Eddie Johnson and the fans show their elation. Goaltender Michel Dion and his brilliance continued through Game 4, forcing Game 5 at the Nassau Coliseum. The Islanders never thought they would be brought to this part of a series. Dion thinks different. He and Billy Smith will make the difference as the outcome of the game. Islanders are trailing 2-1 in the second period. Kenny Morrow goes back to pick up a puck, and it's knocked away from him by number 20, Paul Gardner. Gardner finds last year's Norris Trophy winner in the open, and Randy Carlyle puts it in over Billy Smith's shoulder, and the Pittsburgh Penguins take a 3-1 lead. Things are straightening out for Pittsburgh, and the worried Al Arbor pulls out all the stops. He's waving Billy Smith to the bench and inserting goaltender Roland Melanson. A 2-minute warm-up for Melanson gives the Islanders time to regroup, and Michel Dion at the other end time to think about what has happened and what is going to happen. 5:50 remaining in the third period. Penguins leading the Islanders 3-1. Islanders are desperate, but they're a good hockey team. Can they pull it out? Dennis Potvin is forced to the center ice area as he gives the puck to Gillies. He is stopped at the blue line also. Pittsburgh continues to check closely. As the puck goes to Mike McEwen, he sprints across Pittsburgh's blue line, drops the puck back, and Mike Bossy's shot, again stopped by Dion, but out of the corner comes Michael McEwen, and he finishes the play, and things start to turn for the New York Islanders. 3-2 now, late in the third period, and the Islander fans show their support with the goal by Mike McEwen. The Islanders trail by 1, and Billy Smith is put back into the net. Roland Melanson is back on the bench. Gord Lane, who has been outstanding for the New York Islanders, tries to get out of his own end. More close checking as Ken Morrow helps out his defense partner. And Gord Lane, as he crosses the center ice line, shoots the puck in like there was something he knew, and John Tonelli also knew. The puck eludes Randy Carlyle, and John Tonelli has tied the score at 17:39. 2 minutes and 21 seconds remaining when John Tonelli has tied the score for the New York Islanders. Gordy Lane shoots it in. Carlyle looks back over his shoulder, sees the on-rushing John Tonelli, but the puck eluded him, and Tonelli has put it in the lower right-hand corner. The Islanders, their magic is working as we look again at the shot that turned the tide on Pittsburgh. The puck eluding Carlyle by inches, and the great effort by John Tonelli has tied the score at 3 apiece. The rest of the period, the 2 minutes and 21 seconds, was played with some furious action, but there was no score, sending the game again into overtime. Some of the fine hockey, again it's John Tonelli as his pass is accepted. Paul Baxter pulls Tonelli down. His first effort is foiled. Dion steers the puck wide. Tonelli, his second effort as he gets up looking for help, gives it to Nystrom. He's checked by Carlyle, but the third effort, John Tonelli looks high, looks up, and the prayers of the New York Islanders seem to be answered as we look again at John Tonelli. He's too tired. He's given too much to outrace Paul Baxter, defenseman for Pittsburgh. But Tonelli is first up. Nystrom, and then John Tonelli again finishes the play. The Islanders have eliminated Pittsburgh in the 5th game of the series. Pittsburgh at 6:19 eliminated. They could not beat the Islanders, but they are appreciated by the Islanders, and the Pittsburgh Penguins are appreciated by their coach, Eddie Johnson. The New York Islanders were supposed to win in 3 games. They were taken to 5 and faced the possibility of elimination in the first round. But like all champions, the necessary ingredient was there: a lot of skill and a touch of magic. Of the powerful Montreal Canadiens, Wayne Gretzky and his Edmonton Oilers, and last year's Stanley Cup finalists, the Minnesota North Stars, the most formidable opponent for the New York Islanders will be their crosstown rivals, the New York Rangers. The first 2 games of the series are split. The Rangers surprise the Islanders, beating them at home. The Islanders win the 2nd game. We pick up the action in Game 3, the 3rd period, as the 2 coaches look on as the teams battle it out. The score is 2-2 in the 3rd period as the Islanders try to forge off an attack by the Rangers. Allison steals the puck from Mike McEwen, and as he takes the puck towards the net, Dave Langevin tries to block the play, misses, and Billy Smith misses the shot by Allison, his first goal of the playoffs, making the score 3-2 for the Rangers in the 3rd period. Islanders come pressing back, looking for the tying goal. Puck is back at the point. There's the shot by Langevin. It hits back in front, and Bob Bourne, standing to the right, knocks the puck into the open net. Bourne getting his 2nd goal of the playoffs at 8:26 has tied the score at 3 apiece. The game was sent into overtime as the teams played back and forth for the rest of the 3rd period. We pick up the action in overtime. Brian Trottier wins the face-off from Rogers. Ken Morrow's shot stopped by Mio. Bob Bourne, as he stands in front of Mio, the backhand shot by Brian Trottier is in the net, and the Islanders have won the overtime game 4-3. At 3 minutes even of the overtime, Trottier, who won the draw, puts the puck in, and the Islanders have won in Madison Square Garden, making the series 2-1. The Islanders, after their overtime win, took Game 4 in Madison Square Garden. Game 5 is at the Nassau Coliseum. We pick up the action in the 2nd period with the score tied 1-1. As has been the rule throughout the series, it's been close checking and hard hitting. Some fine passing by the Rangers. Fatorik to Don Maloney, and over top of Billy Smith at 39 seconds of the second period, and it's 2-1 for the New York Rangers. Vatorek and Johnstone assisting on Don Maloney's second goal of the game. The Islanders fight furiously, but another mistake in their own end of the ice sees Dave Silk score his second goal of the playoffs unassisted at 3:24, and the Islanders could not overcome the lead, and they go down in defeat with Al Arbour not looking too happy. The Islanders lead the series 3-2, and they're the only team to win a game on their home ice. We pick up the action. It's Game 6. It's in the second period. Al Arbour, his team at the time leading 2-1. Rangers pressing to try and tie the score. The Islanders are checking hard. So are the Rangers, as Duguay on Ken Morrow. Here's the shot by Barry Beck. A low shot, a hard shot, as it goes between the pads of Billy Smith at 11:34. Ruotsalainen and Pavlich assisting as Beck ties the score at 2 apiece. Brian Trottier, his line with Bossy and Bourne, trying to regain the lead as Trottier steals the puck to Bossy. Trottier tries to team up with Bourne, but the Rangers close checking, almost stopped it. Here's the shot. Dave Langevin off the skates, stopped by Mio, but Bourne's rebound opportunity eludes Mio. The puck is in the net. The Islanders regain the lead, 3-2. Bourne, his 4th goal of the playoffs from Langevin and Bossy. That came at 18-17. Third period action now. The score, 3-2 Islanders. The Rangers trying to battle back in their home building. A shot by Barry Beck off the skates of Robbie Vatorek, standing to the right of Billy Smith. And Vatorek, who has been hot throughout the playoffs, gets his 7th goal from Beck and Ruotsalainen at 5:46. Merrick's draw to Dave Langevin, and Langevin's shot over the outstretched arm of Ed Mio. It's in the net. The Islanders take a 4-3 lead. They win the series 4-2. The Islander-Rangers series is everything everyone expected it to be, except for the home ice advantage. The Islanders
from Texas.
The winner takes it all.
The judges will decide the likes of me provide. Spectators of the show always stay alone. The game is on again. A lover or a friend, a big thing or a small, the winner takes it all. I don't want to talk. If it makes you feel sad, and I understand, you've come to shake my hand. I apologize if it makes you feel bad, seeing me so tense, no self-confidence. But you see, the winner takes it all. The winner takes it
Islanders, the dynasty continues, was brought to you by...
The Islanders win the first series 3-2. The second, 4-2. Now they play for the Prince of Wales Conference Championship and must face the Quebec Nordique, winners of the Adams Division. The first 2 games of the series go to the New York Islanders. The power play and Billy Smith are too much for the high-flying Frenchman from Quebec. We pick up the action in Game 3. Overtime. Wayne Merrick wins the draw. Pressure by the Islanders. Throughout most of the overtime. Shot by Potvin cannot be handled by Dan Bouchard as the Islanders swarm around the net. Nystrom tries to free the puck and does. Wayne Merrick scores in overtime. Michel Bergeron, the coach, feels the ice melting underneath them. The Islanders win their third overtime hockey game of the playoffs. It's Game 4, and the Islanders are to play 56 minutes of almost perfect hockey. We take up the action in the third period. Brian Trottier to Clark Gillies. The power of the New York Islanders displayed as Gillies rips a low shot by Dan Bouchard. The Islanders take a 3-0 lead and go on to win the series 4-0 and win the Prince of Wales Trophy, symbolic of the divisional championship. Scene is set. The Islanders will play Vancouver. Can the Canucks, as Campbell Conference champions, dethrone the defending Stanley Cup New York Islanders? The most crucial point in the series for the Vancouver Canucks will come in the first game. They take the Islanders to 5-5 tie at regulation time. Bob Bourne dumps the puck in. It's late in the first overtime, only seconds remaining, and Harold Snep's pass intercepted by Mike Bossy, and that symbolizes what the Islanders are all about. The verbal and physical intimidation by Vancouver in games 1 and 2 was not enough to sway the defending champions off their game plan. The Islanders in games 3 and 4 were flawless. All 21 teams begin in September with one goal in mind: to win the Stanley Cup. Every Islander can look back now at the hard work and the travel and know that they were successful. The New York Islanders dynasty will continue.
Buddy, you're a boy, make a big noise, playing in the street, gonna be a big man someday. You got mud on your face, you big disgrace, kicking your can all over the place, singing, we will rock you. We will rock you. We are the champions, my friends. And we'll keep on fighting till the end. We are the champions. We are the champions. No time to lose us. Yes, we are the champions of the world. The champions, my friends. And we'll keep on fighting till the end. Oh, we are the champions. We are the champions. No time for losing, 'cause we are the champions of the world. The champions, my friends. And we'll keep on fighting till the end. Oh, we are the champions. We are the champions. No time for losing, 'cause we are the champions of the world. The champions, my friends.
The proceeding has been a special presentation of ICENET, the Islanders Championship Entertainment Network.